Elliot Earls. Elliot Earls. My name is Elliot Earls. Elliot Earls. Elliot Earls, aka Studio Practice Sucks, is my favorite guy. It's my favorite guy to hate. He's so annoying, and the fact that he's annoying gives credit to his message, I think. I don't know. But if I were to justify that, I would say it's because he's so annoying that he ends up being such a worm, such a brain worm that I can't really ignore. So that's to his credit, and to his discredit, you have a bunch of shit like you have hours and hours of talking into the camera, or even transcripts of his videos, of his classes, but you don't, his works aren't really that cool, and his videos go into, no, his videos are cool. His editing, his presentation of information is actually low-key, to the point, but I think the problem is his work in graphic design. He's better at talking into the camera and presenting a video than he is at doing graphic design work. Why? Because I think his shit is ugly. However, if I were to play devil's advocate, I would say that his shit is also kind of trapping, in the sense that it's immediately repulsive. Literally, I just dislike looking at it. I think it's ugly. I think it's like it. I'm not being. I think it's genuine. Like it gives me an immediate instinct to reject it, in terms of it being disgusting. But I don't know. I think that's an interesting subject. Like, does that make it more memorable? Right? So is the objective to make it beautiful, or is to make it memorable, or is, I've heard it said that true beauty is imperfect. There has to be some element of imperfection. So I mean, God knows, and actually this is kind of the inception of this video. Is I make a comment on one of his channels, specifically where he's talking about sophistication in design, and how the sophistication comes from like compounding simple design criteria or whatever. And in the back of my head, while I'm watching this, I'm saying like, well, why do I want to listen to you again? Because I don't like your graphic design work. I like your videos talking about graphic design, but I feel like I'm setting myself up to be a fool because I don't like your graphic design work. So why would I listen to someone who produces something and then it's like, I don't like it, but I'm talking about it? Anyways, I write a comment on his thing, on his video, and I say, Elliot, like, what are these examples? Are these examples of something that's good or something that's bad? Because I think they're ugly. And I didn't know this at the time, but he says, I didn't know at the time, but his sorry, I got ahead of myself. Some of the works he was presenting were his, possibly all of them. I don't know. They looked like they could be like the same person. And so when I was seeing his videos, his examples, I was assuming that he was giving examples of good sophistication in graphic design that were, you know, worth emulating. And so I was like, what the fuck? I write this in a comment, something like that, where like, what the fuck? Is this actually supposed to be good, or is this like, why are you using examples of stuff that I don't want to look at? And then like, if you like take that further, you say, why are you making things that people don't want to look at? And this kind of he actually responded. He responded really quickly. And I think I've commented on his channel one time in the past, and I got a similarly ungratifying response where it's like, yo, good for you, guy. And I think that's a great response, because I was being a hater. And it's like, yeah, that just, it really takes the wind out of your sails when the guy says, you know, when the guy says, yeah, you're smart. It's like pat on the top of the head. And I'm not trying to be smart. I'm really trying to understand like what the fuck is going on in like how his design philosophy, like what works come out of it, and who he is as a person, right? And he doesn't let you off the hook in terms of actually clarifying what you know, like what he means. And so I think that might be the point of, if something is too pretty or too clear or too whatever, it's ignorable. It doesn't really stay with you. And so the objective shouldn't be to make something pretty. It should be to make something trapping or something like that, like where you can't let go of it in your head. And yeah. And as far as like trying to come to some conclusion of, because he accuses me of actually getting it. He says, oh, you might actually get it. And I don't really think I do. But if I they gave me $10 to bet, and I had to put it on one slot of the roulette wheel, I would say something like, the point was to I don't know. I don't get it. Fuck this guy.